You are not going to believe what I found. My grandpa told me he had an old movie car rotting away in his barn, and he'd let me have it for 300 bucks. I expected a prop. I did not expect this. The 1989 Batmobile. It was rough, covered in decades of dust and cobwebs, but the silhouette was unmistakable. I chained it up, winched it out, and got it back to the shop. It was time to see what I'd really gotten myself into. First things first, the wash. As the layers of mud came off, the reality set in. This thing was in bad shape. The undercarriage was eaten up with rust, the engine was seized, and the body panels were barely hanging on. I started stripping it down, pulling off the massive intake, the canopy, and the wheels. Every bolt fought me, but I had to get it down to the bare bones to save it. The frame needed major surgery. I cut out the rotted sections and welded in fresh steel to get the structural integrity back. There's no point in a cool car if it snaps in half on the highway. Once the metalwork was solid, I moved to the body. It took hours of grinding, hammering, and smoothing out the imperfections, layer by layer, applying filler and sanding it down until those iconic curves were perfectly smooth again. Now for the transformation. I hit it with a black base coat, restoring that menacing look it's famous for. Seeing the gloss return to those fenders was the first time it started looking like a vehicle again, and not just a pile of scrap. I polished it until it looked like liquid glass. The heart of the beast was dead. I pulled the V8 engine. It was a sludge-filled mess. I tore it apart completely. Crankshaft, pistons, everything. I machined the block, cleaned every component, and reassembled it with fresh gaskets and bearings. Gave the block a fresh coat of paint and dropped it back in. It was ready to breathe fire again. With the power sorted, I needed to make sure it could stop. New rotors, calipers, and a full suspension refresh. I restored the wheels to match the body and then moved inside. The interior was gutted. I installed custom gauges with the bat symbol, rewired the dash, and put in custom quilted leather seats. It has to look as good from the inside as it does from the outside. After months of grinding, welding, and sleepless nights, it's done. It looks like it just drove off the movie set, but a car like this isn't meant to sit in a garage. I fired up the turbine and took it out to the open road. Hearing that engine roar and seeing people's heads turn, it was worth every penny and every second of labor. The legend is back on the road.